You know the sacred sites. I've made a video about this, very short. It was about me saying how I recognise that they are like acupuncture. You know acupuncture, where they stick needles in you, and it what's the word? It basically, I don't know, what's the word? It stimulates certain points, energy points. So because everything is a copy, like, you know how a hologram works? Like a big picture. Like a hologram is a big picture, but when you go down to the smallest, when you look at it closely, it's the whole picture, but a smaller part makes up the parts. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're looking at me now, this is the whole picture. If you go closer, like into a pixel, you'll see the same whole picture, but just smaller, and that's what I suppose this construct is like. So it's a copy of a copy of a copy of a you know. So basically, like Earth would be just a copy of us, I suppose. So we have our different parts, and we have our different energy points, and so does Gaia. Gaia's like a cybernetic organism. You know, she is in a way IA. She is in a way we are IA, but I won't go into that now. So, like us, Gaia has her own energy grid, and if you stick a needle in her or do something like that, you're going to affect it in a good way or a negative way, because the way I see it, the universe is neutral. So things can be, let's take for instance Saturn. The whole universe is neutral. So you can take a planetary body or whatever and use it for negative purposes, or you can use it for positive purposes. So in a way, I don't think everyone's going on about, I mean, I know about Saturn moon matrix and Saturn thing. I don't think Saturn's evil. I just think it's been hijacked. I think it's been used that way. The energy of Saturn has been used for negative purposes. Anyway, my point is, what I'm trying to say is about the stone circles. The way I see it now is, the stone circles, the standing stones like Avebury, Boscawen, Stonehenge. It could be fake Stonehenge, I'm not sure. I've had a lot of people tell me it's fake, but I've got a feeling there's something underneath it. I don't know. I'm always getting off track. One sec. So I was thinking about the cities and how they look like, Rosie said this, everyone goes to the city because the energy's there. There's lots of people, so there'll be lots of power. Oh, I'm going off track, sorry guys, I'm murdered. The stone circles, the standing stones, which are connected to, basically, like Earth, she has her own energy grid. And they're called Ley-lines and dragon lines and yin and yang currents that go around the grid, the Earth, Gaia. So when intersecting ley lines happen, it creates a vortex. Now, a lot of these standing stones, stone circles, are like acupuncture for the Earth. And churches and cathedrals and government buildings, different monuments are all connected, creating power. Now the catacombs, Rosie has been talking about bones and chalk. And the Masons, they're obsessed with bones, aren't they? And the catacombs, I saw a picture the other day with loads of skulls and bones wrapping around this stone that goes up. So I thought, clicks, I don't read things, I just use my imagination, put things together. So I think these bones, because when you die, I read something that bones hold a lot of energy in the bone marrow. So when you die, there's still a lot of energy there. So these stone circles, churches, cathedrals, government buildings, bones, graveyards, and our electricity power grid, right? And sports stadiums, yeah? They're all connected to create or to hijack power. You know, I hate sports, I hate football. And you watch these men go into these, and women, go into these stadiums for football and scream, you know, all that energy, and then you can hear it going round the room like a temple when you play music and you can hear this ringing going around the room. It's like that. And I think to myself, if you guys put all that energy, enthusiasm into helping awaken humanity, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's crazy, like the focus is out. But anyway, we know that. So the cities as well. The cities are like giant circuit boards, you know? They're collecting energy. Now, you have to understand that we have different sorts of energy. I suppose it's the same, but different forms. This energy is like emotional energy, and this is what they feed from. They, us, feed from them. So I can imagine Gaia. I wrote this to Robert. I can imagine. I still feel like we should be pulling up these standing stones. We should be knocking down these buildings, because I imagine Gaia, right? Gaia being natural. I mean, there must have been a time when there was no standing stones or anything like that. And she still had her grid, she still had her energy grid. And people would go to these sites where a great power. And we wouldn't need these standing stones, because at the end of the day, we would know that we are the standing stones. We are the crystals. We are the technology that can tap into this energy. So I really do feel that it's been hijacked. And also something, this Vesica Piscis symbol is very important. Obviously it's missing a circle. And the infinity, within that Vesica Piscis, there is an infinity symbol. And, you know, like I uploaded a video yesterday, and the guy was saying that, you know, because of the way the world's gone, we have to live off the land. Basically, he's saying, like, eat food. I really do believe that our food used to be food from God, like from within us. You know, we didn't need to eat because we had our food from God. You know, there was no survival of the fittest or fight and flight sort of thing. It was just, you know, you get the gist, yeah? So the more deeply I go down the rabbit, the more deeply I delve, the more sinister it is, and the more like out there. But and another thing I've noticed, if the majority thinks it's right, it's normally wrong. You know, I understand the Christians, you know, I understand they're going on about God returning, but I really do feel like it's God returning Christ consciousness in us. And I've done it in many videos, said this, because you're still giving your power away if you're waiting for something to come or to give you freedom. There's people out there on these channels going on about sovereignty and love and peace, and then on the other breath they're contradicting themselves because they're saying, oh, Trump's going to save us. It's the same thing, you know. Trump's not going to save you, he's part of the agenda. If you're still on that Trump and politics stuff, I'm sorry, but you haven't even pierced the first veil. But I wanted to just say about these the standing stones and the graveyards and the cathedrals and the churches. They're not just buildings, they're technology. It's ancient technology. Stone is not just dead stone. It's alive. And the bones. That's why I suppose in these countries they burn their dead, you know? Anyway, yeah, I'm feeling a bit more confident talking on camera now. And I really would love someone to bounce off. If someone would like to do a live stream with me that knows the stuff I'm talking about, who's been awakened for a while, so they know, they get the gist, not talking about politics. I find it really good if I could find someone to bounce off. We'll talk about a subject and that might trigger my memory for something. So if anyone is interested, look, my half light, half dark. So weird. Anyway, yeah. So if anyone is interested in doing a live stream with me once a week, I have asked a few people, but no one wants to do it with me. I don't know what's wrong. So yeah. Really good channel to check out is Ra Castaldo. He's on this stuff big time. And Hans Beimler.